Hi, welcome to Built Not Bought by Bruce. So I've been posting videos on a couple projects I've been working on, the Sportster and the Econoline pickup. And from those videos, guys have noticed something in the background and they brought it to my attention and said, hey, I want to know more about that thing in the background. Well, it's my race car. And it's a project that I'm going to get onto here pretty quick. Just have to get some things sorted out. With the whole COVID mess, racing this season isn't a real priority anyway. So I've got a little bit of extra time, but we are going to get onto it pretty quick. I wanted to take a few minutes, do a little different video and tell you about the race car and what my plans are for it. So the chassis is an old funny car chassis. It's now an altered. When I got it, it had a big block Chevy in it. It's now got my small block Chevy in it, and I'll tell you more about that in a second. So with the chassis, the body that came with the car was kind of old. I wasn't real fussy about it. So I picked up, out of the States, I picked up a 1937 Fiat Topolino body, a fiberglass replica, and I'm in the process of mounting that on the car right now. I've always loved the Fiat look, and I gotta tell you, for racing, I'm not one of those competitive hardcore racers. I love driving. Winning's always fun, but that's not the real be all and end all for me. What excites me is building the car, building the engine, knowing that this thing is going to stay together, be safe, get down the track. It's the mechanical challenge and the mechanical art that really excites me. So for this car, I'm getting that 37 Fiat body mounted on it. I already know in my head what the paint job looks like. It's going to be awesome. I know exactly what I want it to look like. There's other changes to make to the car, in terms of process. First we need to finish up the chassis, make sure that everything that we want on the chassis is there. Then we'll get the chassis certified with the body completely mounted, and then we can move on to the engine and transmission. So this engine is a 355 small block Chevy, which I believe is a 30 over 350. So 355, it's got a forged steel crank, some good rods, good pistons, run steel rods in it. It's old time stuff. It's old school stuff. But you know what? It's my engine. I've had it for a long time. I've run it in a couple of different cars now, and it's just fun. And it's got old steel heads, and they're angle milled, and it's got that old Hilborn injection system, which I absolutely love. I'm a big fan of Hilborn injection systems. So it's a mechanical alcohol injection, run methanol in the car, 100% methanol. It's got a big fuel pump on the front of the camshaft to stuff enough fuel into it to make it run. I've switched it up and put the moon tank out front there because I really like that look. So all in all, we're a long way into this project, and I guess that might make you say, well, what are you going to do with it, Bruce? And I've raced for a long time, and I've never been that hardcore competitive racer, but I love the mechanical challenge. I love the art of the mechanics and of course the look, the body and everything. And so I've never been a real die-hard racer in that sense that I had to be at the track. I'm just as happy being at home working on the car. However, that said, the plan for this car is to get it back together with my small block Chevy. I run a Power Glide transmission, 6,000 RPM stall converter. This car is different for me because it doesn't have a drive shaft. It has a coupler, and I've always had U-joints before, so the coupler is going to be a bit of a change and kind of interesting. So I'm going to get the car together with the stuff that I have, with what I own, and we'll go and do some testing. Most likely up at the track in Edmonton, I would think would be the place we'd go and test. And we'll make sure that everything works, and we'll make sure the driver works, and we'll get me licensed up again. It's been a few years. The project has kind of been on hold and traveling around with me, and I'm sure a whole bunch of you can understand that divorce causes little glitches financially and everything else, and can set a guy back. But life is good now, and we're in a position to move ahead with it, and that's what we're going to do. The ultimate goal, and it's not a bucket list thing. I don't do a bucket list because I don't have time to figure out what should be on a bucket list. But my goal for this car is to go to Bakersfield, California, and run it at the Hot Rod Reunion. I've been to Bakersfield lots as a spectator. I love that place. I love the Hot Rod Reunion. And that is something that I really want to do. The complication is that I don't think this car is going to be quick enough with that power plant in it. So as much as I love the Hillborn and the alcohol, well, I'm going to stick with alcohol, but anyway, as much as I love the Hillborn and that old small block Chevy, I'm not sure it's going to do the trick. Luckily, I have this great gal who is fully supportive of my crazy dreams and the things that I try and do and want to do, and she thinks it would be awesome to go to Bakersfield. So the plan is, after we get this thing together, do some test runs, get it figured out, see what it'll do. If we need to go quicker, then I think what we're going to do is look for an aluminum current small block Chevy blowing alcohol. That will definitely get me to the ET and the speed that I need to get to. And that will be kind of the final step to get to Bakersfield. What can I tell you? I wish I could tell you there were plans beyond that. There aren't really. Once I have run the car at Bakersfield, I'll be good. I'm not saying I'm going to stop driving. I'm certainly not going to stop racing. But at that point, who knows? Maybe a younger driver steps into the car and I just tune it. Maybe I just go to Bakersfield once or twice a year. I don't know what the plan is after that. But initially, we want to get to the Hot Rod Reunion and be part of the show, part of the environment, and have some fun with it that way. So that's what this car is about. I will be doing more videos as I start building and doing things. We got some fuel shut-off levers to mount on it, and some parachute levers and things to hook up, and cables and wiring and all that kind of stuff. But as soon as I get a little more caught up on the Sportster project, we'll shift gears and move over to this and do some stuff with it. I'm also working on a carbon fiber seat for me. The old aluminum seat was pretty raw, pretty functional, but not real nice. So I'm trying my hand at carbon fiber. I've been learning more about fiberglassing as we build the mounts and the strengtheners for the body and stuff. So it's all good. So I'll cover off a whole bunch of that. I'm going to try and set the camera up on a gimbal and take some footage of the car for you, just so you get a close-up and a little bit more of it. But that's what the race car is about, and I sure hope you'll follow along as we get to putting it together and work on it some more. Thanks for watching. See you soon.